Hello everyone. Okay, today is a day where I do 2 dogs, and I'll kind of show you how I can do 2 dogs at the same time. I used to charge hourly, so I used to be able, okay, so let me tell you the story of what's going on. I used to charge hourly, and it was $65 an hour per household. I started realizing when I was able to do 2 dogs in an hour, 2 haircuts, that means each dog was only going to cost approximately, I don't know, $30 a piece or so. And for mobile especially, that is extremely low. It also came up as an issue only because I started hiring employees, and as an employee, why would they want to do 2 dogs for $30 a piece? You know, if they're as fast as me, and when they can go to PetSmart and earn 50% commission on doing 2 separate dogs at 2 separate prices. So there was a little bit of a debate that came up, and so I recently upped it so that it was $65 an hour per dog with an hour minimum. So, but I'll still show you how I'm able to kind of do 2 dogs at the same time fairly quickly. So we're gonna get started. Sushi's on the floor hiding away because, you know, clearly, once again, as in every live, I just beat the dogs. I'm so mean to them. Back to claws, my worst enemy. If y'all have watched my lives before, y'all know my worst enemies are back to claws. I've talked about it before. Anytime I've ever cut a dog, save for one. Once I did, in my early years of grooming, nick a little Pomeranian thing in the ear with my scissors. It wasn't bad, it barely bled, but it did. We still took it to the vet, and the vet still put in 1 stitch just to be safe. But other than that, anytime that I've ever cut a dog, which in my 10 years has happened maybe 3 to 5 times, I can't remember the exact number, it's always been a back dew claw that I didn't know was there. So back dew claws are my worst enemy. I hate back dew claws. Me and them don't get along. Okay, so Sweetie's done. I'm going to move on to Sushi and do Sushi's nails real quick. Hello. I should probably start the timer. Sorry, I forgot to start the timer on their appointment. I am honoring the hourly per household for this particular appointment because I just recently changed everything, and so basically kind of gave them an opportunity to say, okay, well, if the change in the price is gonna be too much, I'll still do it one last time, and then gives them an opportunity to find a groomer that better meets their needs. As far as I know, they're gonna go ahead and stay with me, which is great. Come here, Sushi. Oh, Sushi. This is Sushi. She is kind of an anxiety-filled mess, but that's okay. She's allowed to be. And she's got allergy issues that we've been fighting with. They've taken her to a couple of different vets and specialists, and none of them seem to be able to figure out, you know, they've done the medications. He was just telling me, you know, they've kind of pretty much done anything, and she's still having this itchy skin issue. So at this point, really, there's not a whole lot we can do. We can try to make the skin a little less itchy, but we're not gonna be able to solve the problems today. And as groomers, especially, there's got to be a point where you recognize and you set that expectation with the pet parents. We can only tackle so much, and if the issue is internal, there's not much we can do about it. Come here, baby. off what I didn't do yet. Okay. Last foot, I know, it's the worst. I'm so mean to you guys. It's okay. Alright, Mama, it's alright. Sushi is a recent addition to the household. Now, I didn't start doing Sweetie or Sushi until until Sushi came into the picture anyway. So it's not like I've known Sweetie since before Sushi. But Sushi is still a new addition to the household. And we're trying to get her, acquainted and happy with the grooming process. But some dogs just never are cool with it. And that's okay. And we work around it. It's not a big deal. It's not the worst thing on the planet. Okay. Alright. Okay, it's bath time. That's it. Oh, no, we're going to pluck your ears. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you guys watch my videos more often, you know that I don't pluck ears very often. Well, I pluck the dead hair out of the ears. But her ears have some severe earwax that's crusted up. So there you go. And it's like it's blocking the entrance to the ear canal. So I'm going to actually kind of pluck a little bit cleaner today than I normally would, because that's going to be a problem. Especially with her having allergy issues, that's going to be a problem very quickly, so. And this isn't like negligence on the pet owner, like she just overproduces earwax and then it dries up in her ear. Nothing really to be done about it. Hi, Sushi! Hi, Sushi! I don't normally like using hemostats, but I'm trying to get just like these really hard chunks of wax out of her ear, and my fingers are just a little too big to do it, so there it is. Just got like one large chunk of wax left. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, baby, come on. Where'd it go? There it is. I know. Oh, almost. This chunk of wax does not want to come out. There we go. Okay, hold on. I think that was it. Okay. So I'm still not plucking the ear super clean. Because we do want to leave some protection. This ear doesn't have almost anything. We do want to leave some ear protection in the ear. We want to leave some hair because it does protect from debris getting in and stuff like that. But we do want to take away any hair that's shed within the ear canal that may be causing problems or is blocking the airflow a little bit too much. So definitely not a bad thing. Sweetie doesn't really need it as much as this cutie patootie does. Okay. You ready? Let's get you in the bathtub. Let's get you in the bathtub. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Miss Ear. Oh, it's just the worst. Isn't it just the worst? Aren't I just the meanest lady on the planet? And I'm going to do the frothing method and bathe them both at the same time. So. What are you doing? Wait, are you gonna go, sweetie? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? You ready? Come on. Let's go. What's it doing? Nope. Sweetie's just kind of doing a dance for me on the floor. Oh, she's such a good girl. Oh, look, there we go. There's her sisters. Yeah, you see, I didn't do nothing to her. She's fine. She's healed. Plucking a little bit of hair out of Sweetie's ears too. I did not check in advance. And there is a little bit of hair in there. There we go. So that's all done. Hold on one second here. What's going on? Okay, so we did something a little bit funny. So my employee was approached by another grooming company to work for them as help, and they attempted. So let me just kind of. This isn't anything against the other grooming company by any means. This is an educational tidbit for everybody. I'm gonna actually move the camera over here so I'm not screaming across the thing. This is an educational tidbit for everybody. Okay, so 1099s versus W-2s in the grooming world. Quite frankly, 1099s in the grooming world are pretty much illegal. Most places, sorry, I'm moving this because I need to get my frothing cup out of here. There we go. Most places, most states have laws that prevent our specific industry. Now, a lot of people will argue, well, they allow 1099s in other industries, such as hair salons and booth rentals. And I am not 100% sure of the legalities or the truth behind that. But I will say that it is very hard in our industry as groomers to be 1099. So 1099 in our industry specifically means that you are your own independent business, working for another business, working with a contract for another business. So really the only way to do 1099 legally in our industry is to sorry, I know this is a little bit loud. Is to do booth rental, and a lot of the states don't allow booth rental either. So what that basically means is, in our industry, if you're not W-2, you're probably an illegal employee. It is a way for a lot of owners, or a lot of shop owners, to not have to pay their half of the taxes while also having an employee. So if you're 1099, and you make a commission, you're an employee, and you need to go get that fixed to W-2 as soon as possible. Because 1099s own their own business. They make their own hours. They have their own clientele, their own phone numbers, their own insurance. They cannot be told by another business, other than the space that they're renting from, what their hours can be. So like the space that they're renting from may have open hours, you know, just like from 10 to 6. So yeah, you have to operate within those specific hours. But other than that, they don't schedule you. They don't schedule you appointments. They don't do any of that. They don't schedule you appointments. They don't take a commission from your dogs. You basically pay them a flat fee, whether it's per diem for the booth, per week, per month. It's a rent. It's not a percentage of what you make by any means. So, it's gotta be, you gotta say, like, let me put it this way, they can't charge you 40% of your commission for the day for you to be a 1099. At that point, you're an employee, and they're just basically trying to avoid paying their half of the taxes, and you should probably go get that addressed as soon as possible, because I do know people who personally were screwed by those types of employments, to include one who purchased a shop. They purchased a shop from another owner, and the other owner had always just run all the employees as 1099s. And that person kept it because it was like, okay, well, I might as well just do the same thing. And the IRS found them and advised them what they did was illegal, and they owed about $200,000 in back pay and taxes. It really just screws the employee. It screws you as a business owner. Don't do it. If you're going to have employees, okay, you can't do 1099s. You have to do W-2s. Unless you're doing booth rental for a flat fee. Not a rate, a flat fee. So, $200 a week, $400 a month, something like that. You cannot do our industry any different. If you try to, well, you're doing it illegally. There's no argument. It is what it is. I'm telling you what tax law and labor law is. I am not a lawyer, granted, but a lot of people claim, oh, well, you know what, I talked to my lawyer and he said I could do it this way. Okay, that's fine. I want you to call the labor board and verify that with them, as well as the IRS. If you didn't do all three, consult an attorney, speak with the labor board, and speak with the IRS, then you didn't get enough information and you're probably still wrong. So, just an FYI for all of my fellow groomers who are 1099s, unless you're doing a booth rental, it's more than likely illegal. I really would look into it. So, and a lot of shop owners are going to hate me for that one, but it is what it is. It's to protect both of you as the shop owner and the employee. Trust me. So, my employee got approached by another grooming company to at least help out as a 1099 employee, and she messaged her back. She was just like, nope, it's W-2 or nothing. And apparently they called their insurance company, and their insurance company was like, yeah, no, she can't be a 1099 if she's going to work, it's W-2. So, I'm being serious, guys. Like, if you're 1099, there's a Facebook group called Groomers Misclassified /1099. Join it. Such good information on there. Such good information on there. Highly recommend it. And it's really, really, really important for you guys. And you know what? A lot of shop owners are going to say, well, you know what? I've been doing it for years and never got in trouble. Okay, how many of those years were you audited? How many of those years did the IRS come and look at all your paperwork and verify everything? That the labor board came in? Like, just because you got away with it for 20 years doesn't mean it still makes it legal. So that is something to consider when you are trying to get a job in the grooming industry. Verify with whoever you're being employed with. Is this 1099 or is this W-2? And if they tell you 1099, walk away or tell them you will accept nothing less than a W-2. Because at that point as well, if you accept a 1099 position, you have to have your own insurance. Which means if you injure a dog, the owner of the business that you're 1099ing under is not obligated to pay those vet fees. You are personally, because you are your own business. So, and if you don't have your own insurance, that's going to come straight out of your pocket. So really, really, really take into consideration all those options, everything that I've said. And again, it's an ongoing debate. A lot of shop owners argue all the time, I've been doing it for years and it's been fine, and my attorney said it was fine. I'm like, okay, well, call the IRS and call the labor board of the state. If all three of them agree, and you can... and then I'm going to rinse them off and dry them at the same time, and then I'm going to just bust through their actual haircuts. So, oh, my employee's texting me. Hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm sorry for that. I had to respond to a text message. So they're regular customers. She is 6 or 7, and she's still a puppy. Well, not a puppy, but she's like 1, maybe 2. Sorry, I should probably show you which ones I'm talking about, huh? So Sushi is probably 1 or 2, and then Sweetie I think is 7 or 8. She might be older, but yes, they are regular customers of mine. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse them off now. Here we go. Oh, there we go, there we go. There you go, dude. Alright, we're gonna get your eyes guys. I know, least favorite part. I'm so sorry. You gotta get it. There we go. Here we go, Sushi. Hold on. I know, baby. I know, baby. I know. You're such a good girl. I know, baby. I know. Almost done already. Almost done. Thank you. I never get kisses from Sushi, and she just gave me one. What a good start to my day. Sushi never gives me kisses. Oh, best start to my day I could have ever asked for, I swear. Y'all don't understand. I love Sushi, but she hates me. And she just gave me a kiss. She never does that. Oh, and see, now she's never going to give it again. That was like a one-time deal with her. Nonetheless, I'm going to take that as a victory. Alright, I'm going to move this camera backwards. Here we go. Guys, Sushi gave me a kiss and I'm so excited about it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Is Sweetie all dried up in here? Sushi all dried up in here? Oh, I don't know. Okay, and let's see. Sweetie, I'm gonna move you first, okay? Come here. Sushi, you're gonna fall. Oh, I'm gonna move Sushi first, or Sweetie first. Oh, thank you, baby. And then I'm gonna move Sushi. Alright, 1, 2, 3, whee! Okay. Sushi hates the dryer, so we are gonna put the happy hoodie over her to make her feel a little bit better. She despises the dryer. Go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Alright, so let me get the happy hoodie. Where's the small happy hoodie? Oh no. There it is. Hiding in the corner. I hear you. I hear you. Trust me. We're doing this. We're doing this. It's okay. Alright, so she ready? 1, 2, 3. So this happy hoodie basically is like a, it is a scarf type thing that goes really, like, it's not super tight so that they can't breathe, but it tightened up so that for anxiety-filled dogs, it's kind of like a thunder shirt. It just kind of gives them that hugging feeling while also muting a little bit the sound of the dryer, because the dryer is very loud, so that's not fair for them. Also, as always, ear protection. Guys, I say it every time. If you lose your hearing, it's gone. Yes, you can always try to get hearing aids, but do you really want hearing aids at like the age of 30? You know, is it worth it? Probably not. So, take that into consideration. Okay, breath spray on both. Here we go. There we go. check what her notes are. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Had to double check my notes. Alright, so she gets a 1/2-inch guard reverse with the clipper back and a teddy bear head. It's super popular. There we go. Alright, my love, you ready? Good heavens. Oh, okay. I was like wondering why I was suddenly getting 400 text messages, and it's because I was getting updates on some puppies my family helped rescued yesterday. And the girl puppy, apparently whoever had her last tried to dock her tail with a rubber band. Didn't do it, or at least not right. Not that there's a right and humane way to do it, but it is what it is, part of the world. So we found her a rescue that was willing to do the emergency surgery and cover the cost, and so I'm just getting a bunch of updates from them. That's why my phone keeps going off, because I'm so popular. Sorry guys, I know there's a bar in the way. But quite frankly, I have a schedule and don't have a lot of time to start messing around and trying to make the video look amazing, so deal with what I give you today, sorry. Alright, so today I'm going to be using my wide guard comb. I'm going to do a 1/2-inch reverse on her. With the wide blades, they're about 30% longer than normal blades. You can kind of see the difference here. Alright, let's do this. The clipper back, I think, is preferable on this type of fur that lays a little bit flatter. It just makes it easier for me. Using the clipper back and going and doing these reverses to cleaning it up, and I like it a lot. So. Sit, baby. Sit, 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 sit. Good girl. Now I do these guys once a month, so the difference in length for her is not super significant because I do the exact same haircut once a month, so she's pretty well maintained lengthwise and she doesn't grow back super, super fast. guys can see I'm kind of blasting through. I will tell you, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've learned a lot of tricks of the trade and stuff that keep me faster. But do not aim for quantity over quality at any point. Your quality is going to be what people come back for, not your quantity. So if you want to get a bunch of requests and be booked out 6 months in advance, what you want to do is you want to set yourself apart with the quality that you provide to your clients. And I'm very anal about it. And there's a couple of groomers that have come under me that I'm like, you know, they're like, oh, you know, I can extend your business to my side of town. And I said, no, like your quality's not there. I don't want my name associated in that way with your name. I'm happy to teach. But I'm very, very specific about my quality. I really believe it is more important. I'd much rather give somebody 2 dogs a day and they deliver fabulous, perfect work than to give them 17 dogs a day and they provide mediocre work because it makes me more money. It just doesn't, I don't like that idea. I've always hated that idea. And quite frankly, me focusing on my quality over quantity in the long term has provided me some serious job security because it has attracted so many clients that now I book out 2-3 months in advance, and sometimes, in some cases, I book out a year in advance. And what I mean by that is, almost all of my clients are on a recurring schedule. So at some point or another, in about 2-3 months, if any more clients get on a recurring schedule, I'm going to be booked for the year, which is kind of suck because I don't know where to take a vacation at. But that's way more important. That security, that delivering of the quality and the customer service is so important in comparison to just trying to get so many dogs done in a day. I understand the attraction to the money, but quite frankly, I'll put it this way. You can do 3 to 4 dogs a day, and if your quality demands it, charge the same amount that you would have made doing 8 or 9 dogs a day. I make more doing 5 dogs a day in my mobile unit at a lower commission than what I was earning before, like at a corporate store. But I make more because I can demand higher prices, and all of my requests don't ever give me any issues for it. Like, if I want to change the price to, you know, $90 an hour, most of my clients would follow that, and they'd be like, whatever, as long as we keep you. And then, you know, I do half the dogs I have to do and still make the exact same amount of money. So I understand the attraction of trying to just bust through dogs and make that commission and make the money. But you know what? Be proud of your work. Not everybody can do this. It is not the job for everybody. And so you should be proud to present something, and in the long term, build a reputation for the quality that you provide. That's the reputation I have in San Antonio. I'm not the best groomer out there, okay? And I'm gonna just caveat with that. By no means am I saying that I'm better than any groomer here in San Antonio. But what I am saying is the reputation I've garnered, whenever people message me, it goes, oh my God, so my neighbor, my friend, my blah, blah, blah said that you're amazing, and I've been taking my dogs to so-and-so, but I just had to try you out because they would just not stop talking you up. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's try it out. Do I win everybody? No, and that's okay. I'm not here to win everybody. But will I say like 85% of the people I go to, what's their first reaction? Oh my God, they've never looked so good! And then they rebook with me, and then they stay with me for years. And I'd much rather that, and that provides that job security I was talking about. You never have to worry about where your next paycheck is coming, because people are going to book with you weeks and months in advance. And it's so funny because now that I put people on recurring schedules all the time, they'll message me and they're like, oh my God, I forgot to make my last appointment. And I'm like, I have you already on the schedule. And they're like, oh my God, it's like I'm a VIP. And I'm like, okay, calm down. So it's, guys, just we do a trade that not everybody can do. Not everybody can be a painter and be good at it. Not everybody can be a mechanic and be good at it. Like, quite frankly, you try to give me something to cook in a kitchen, I can't be a cook. I would never, every time I cook something, and it seems like the whole family gets food poisoning, which is specifically why the husband is in charge of cooking. So, it's okay to, you know, so those of you that can do it, man, be proud of that work, because not everybody can. And this is a really stressful job. You're dealing with sharp objects and a moving canvas. And to be able to do that and produce a work of art, a piece of work that not everybody can produce, that's something not everybody can do. And that's amazing. Like, you have to remember, you're working with sharp objects and a moving canvas. And if you can produce something amazing out of that, do you realize the amount of skill that you have to do that? It's incredible. So if this is a calling for you and you want to do it, like, focus on making yourself great, you know? Because you got to consider, and I'm not saying Picasso made a ton of money in his lifetime, but Picasso can make one, you know, if Picasso was alive today, he'd be able to paint one painting and set himself up for the rest of his life, rather than trying to provide 45 mediocre paintings. Because you know what? He's built up that reputation, and people are willing to pay for that reputation. And that's all that matters. So, you know, value yourself, take the time that you need to take to do what you do good, and be proud. Be proud that you have been brought into a calling that literally not everybody can do. It's amazing. Now, is burnout real in this industry? Absolutely. Like, not everybody... Usually around the 7 to 10 year mark, most people burn out and they move on to something else, which is fine. But, you know, this is something that I've always kept coming back to. I've done the corporate jobs. I've been a background investigator for the Department of Defense. I've been an auto adjuster for a major banking company. I've done the corporate stuff. And I kept coming back to this. And I realized I was really good at what I was doing. And it's okay to feel burned out and want to do something different for a little while, but it's in the blood. You always tend to come back to it. It's funny because Jenny's not my new employee. She's not necessarily a long-term employee. She's got plans to eventually possibly step out of the grooming industry altogether. And I kind of was laughing because I was just like, girl, grooming's in the blood. You're gonna go, because she's got another job that's possibly lined up for her, which I'm very proud of her. I want her to achieve it. It wouldn't be available for several months, which is part of the reason she's with me as well. And I 100% support my employees doing what they need to do to make the money they need to make and to have the security they need to have. And so she is, she's waiting for a position in a nonprofit to open up. And I'm super excited for her, but it's funny because she's like, I'm trying to get out of the grooming industry because, you know, it really rides on our bodies, guys. Like, this is not an easy job, and it kills our bodies. I can't tell you how many times I've gone home and I can't move for the rest of the night because it's physically demanding. But I have a feeling she's gonna always kind of do this on the side. It's just in the blood. You can't ever get away from it. You can try, but it's gonna keep bringing you back, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So it's a calling, and it's a calling not everybody's fit for. So those of us that are chosen to be in this industry, that the calling has reached us and we're good at it, man, be proud. I know, you don't like me scissoring. It's okay. Here we go. Good girl. I know. Hold on. No, madam. Madame. Let me get your eye. Come here. Okay. always tell the dogs, you don't have to like it. You just gotta tolerate it. That's it. I don't need a, oh my god, this is the best part of the grooming process. I don't need the dog to be super excited about it. I just need them to tolerate it. That's it. Everything else after that is a bonus. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing her teddy bear head. I'm blending it in a little bit to the neck, and then I'm also doing, like, I want her to have a little bit more of a circular head, so I'm moving my thinning shears in a circular motion to basically soften any edges that may be there. Almost done, baby. A good way to double check your work and how it looks, instead of just trying to look at the dog the whole time, because at some point or another you just kind of like get blind to the mistakes. Take a picture and then look at the picture, and that usually gives you a good hint of what you may be missing. I know, baby, we gotta get these long hairs around your mouth. It's disgusting. I'm using little face shears. You can get them at CVS for $10. They're the human ones, but they sell them. I recently saw them for sale at PetSmart too, and Petco and all that jazz. So, but they're really tiny and they give me a lot of precision work. So when I want to get the hairs around the mouth, or if I want to edge out an ear, I go to these scissors because it really gives me that precision I want to make sure that I'm doing it safely, and also cutting what I want to cut and not cutting everything extra. Doing a short visor. I'm gonna leave the top of her head because it's nice. It's beautifully layered from the last time I scissored it. And then I'm just gonna take the very edge off of these ears. There we go. She's done. And then Sushi is gonna take a little longer, but not much. Alright, Sushi, you're up, kiddo. Look at you hiding in that corner like I beat you. There. Let's see your sister. Let me vacuum real quick, get everything kind of pretty, and then we'll move on. Okay, Sushi! It's Sushi! It's Sushi! Llorona! Vente, mamá bella! Uy! Uy, qué bella tú eres! Uy! Uy! Alright. So she gets a 5/8 all over. So I'm going to do a 3/4 reverse with the clipper back. And we'll get her done fairly quickly too. And I'm going to also use the wide guard combs again. I really do like how quick they make the process. A lot of people will argue that the white guard combs can look really weird. So with the clipper back, it's a yes and no. It's not the guard combs that look weird. It's using the clipper back that can kind of come out looking weird. It's a yes and no. Once you kind of master it, you really do have to go based off of the grain of the fur, and you have to be pretty precise. So I can't just like take a reverse straight across because it leaves a chopped look. It leaves, and it's really hard to blend that one in. But when you go very precisely with the grain of the fur, then at that point the clipper back actually does help quite a bit in saving some time and energy. She's just got a couple of, and you can kind of see she's doing her little tap dance. Her skin isn't pink or anything, so I'm not sure why her skin is itchy or why they're having allergy issues. I'm starting to think it's more of an internal thing, like if she's got chicken in her diet or something else, that she's allergic to something like grain maybe. That's a very common allergy, grain, chicken, and lamb. So, we'll see. All right, let's do this. What time is it? Yeah, we can do this. Okay. Sushi, no. I'm not fighting with them. No, ma'am. Thank you. Ah, you see? Don't fight with me. Anyhow. Sushi is a pancaker. She does like the pancake the whole time I'm grooming her. Can make the grooming process quite a bit of fun. Come on, butthead. We gotta work around it. I can't force her to stop pancaking. So we gotta work with it. Done. Guys, it may look like I'm like violently throwing her around. I'm really not. She's alright, 100%, guys. No, she's not. Already almost done. I switched down to a 5/8 with the grain, with the clicker back. To go down the legs, it just cuts easier. Like I said, guys, it's gonna look like I'm violently throwing her around. I'm really not. I promise you. It's actually very gentle. I'm not hurting her in any way. What she likes to do is she likes to give resistance. So if I try to pull her, she pulls away. And so I kind of have to a little bit more firm to get her where I need her to be. Sushi, put that tail out of the way. Sushi. Sushi. Sushi, give me that. As you can see, Sushi's a little bit of a struggler. She's not a huge fan of the process. Sushi, yeah. You've been there before. Let's get it done, baby. You know how to get it done, okay? Good girl, Mama. And yeah, she is like this almost every appointment, so I'm used to it at this point. Keep trying to negotiate with her and telling her, if you just let me do it. Never really works. She doesn't listen to my negotiation tactics. She doesn't care. She's a nice, stubborn little thing, but that's okay. She's cute. And she's very sweet. She's very mild-tempered. She's just stubborn. As you can see, as I'm going down her sides, I am being a little bit careful, mainly because, like I said, with the clipper back, if you don't follow the grain of the fur exact to a T, it will leave large chunks you then have to sit there and blend in for 20 minutes. So. do her teddy bear feet, trim her tail, trim her face, and she's done. I've probably got maybe 10 minutes left on her. Oh, goodness, are you tired? I'm sorry, are you exhausted? Guys, and you're going to have those frustrating clients that struggle, that are stubborn, that pull for everything. Do the best that you can. Work with what you got. This is part of the reason why I charge hourly, though, because, you know, not every dog is made the same, and so the hourly rate takes into account their temperament as well. So if your dog's going to be stubborn and ornery with me, it's not going to cost us the same as a dog that was, like, really cool and sweet with me. So trying to normalize that a little bit more often in our industry, because what we do is labor, guys. It is a labor job. An example, like cars. You know, you pay for the part, right? But they charge you the labor, and they don't really tell you the whole cost until the labor's done. And they charge per hour for labor, you know, so it's like $85 an hour for the labor on your car. And that's what, you know, we're not mechanics, but that's what we're doing. We're spending the time, so we might as well charge for that time. And not every dog, again, is created the same. So if a dog's going to be struggling with you for 45 minutes versus another dog of the same breed and size takes you 20 minutes because, you know, it was well-tempered, why should you be charging the same for those two dogs? If that dog makes your life harder, they charge for being harder. It is what it is. And it's up to the pet parents to train them and try to get them into a groove that they're faster, but we have to take into account the dog's temperament. It really does make a huge difference. And who wants to do a dog for 60 bucks that they know is a jerk and or is annoying? Not, you know, just not enough of a jerk to do special handling fees, but enough of a jerk to make you irritated about it, you know? So that's why I like hourly. It really does account for the behavior of the dog. If I have to go slower, if I have to go faster, if I have to spend extra time to achieve the cut that they want, because, you know, the cut that they want is a little bit more difficult on the fur that they're requesting to cut on. So, you know, things like that. It all takes into account in the hourly wage. Hey, your mamash. Is your mamash? Okay, let me see. I gotta scissor your leg. Oh. Just trying to finish it, girlfriend. We could be done. Could have done 5 minutes ago. You weren't struggling. Struggles. Ah! She moved and I scissored a little divot, but that's okay. We can blend. Blending, and we're blending, and we're blending, and it's blended. Now, sushi. No, sushi, just stay right there, stay right there. I'm in your tuck up, and I would really appreciate it if you did not move so that I didn't slice your tuck up open. This is a really hard area, but if I slice it open, that area does not heal very well. Because of its elasticity, it's really hard to put stitches on it and expect those stitches to last. Okay. Let me see your tail. And trim your tail a little bit. Little bit. Yeah, tail. There we go. She doesn't need much trimming on her tail. Mom likes the tail just a little from here, so I'm just gonna take out the edge. And any long spots I see. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. You are so cute. Okay. Hey. Alright, so I'm going to tighten the noose just a little bit. Only so that I can create a little bit more of tension so that she can't just keep backing up and moving her head too freely. Since I am doing scissoring around her eyes and face, I want to make sure she can't move her head too much because, you know, eyes, scissors, sharp objects. Let's not. All I imagine is a wet water balloon popping. So what I also tend to do is a distraction technique, and that technique is give just a little. It's not a shake. It's not like you're throwing the dog around, but a little bit of a tug like this, and then making a noise. And that usually kind of distracts the dog enough to go like, what are you doing? So that I can scissor their head a little bit better. Now I'm not going to let her get away from me. I'm not going to let go just because she's struggling, because I need her to understand this isn't going to happen. I'm not going to let go until she lets me do what I need to do. And it's a teaching technique. It's to say, hey, once I'm done, then I'll let go. So I'm going to keep holding her a little bit taut. I have a finger under the bottom part of this noose, so it's not like she's choking. She's fine. But this is a safety issue, so I do have to be a little bit firm, you know, and I want to make sure I don't cut her eye open. That's my main concern. I don't care about anything else after that. I want to make sure she's safe and that she's not going to end up in a ER situation. There we go. There we go. See, and you see how she's kind of reacting into it, like, okay, fine, I'll let you do what you need to do. Sometimes you need to just kind of push that dog to that point. And sometimes it's harder for some dogs, and sometimes it's easier to reach that point with other dogs. So, you know, take it in stride. Each dog is different, and you have to account for that. I'm just gonna neaten up the bottom of her head. Like I said, I do these dogs once a month. So there's not basically like teddy bear faces and stuff. It's just a basic neaten up at this point. They're very well maintained. Mom and Dad maintain them pretty good. And always, what you want to do at the end of when you're done scissoring the heads and stuff like that, you want to mess up the head. Like shake the head, because what they're going to do is they're going to walk inside the house, right? And they're going to shake their head. And that nice haircut that you did, like with every hair laying exactly where they need to lay, it's not going to lay there anymore, and it ends up looking really ridiculous. So you want to also scissor based off of what a messy head's going to look like. And go from there. Hey. Thank you. So I am holding her mouth a little bit firmly shut because I don't want her sticking out her tongue, pulling away, all that stuff. make a tongue, it always looks like a massacre. And then they forget about it if they go inside and they drink a cup of water. At that point, it's just like the worst. It's literally like a Jason situation, you know, like it's just a horror show. So, you know, that's why you want to take a little bit extra care, because it is harder to tell the pet parents, hey, it's really not that bad of a cut, and then they look down and it's like a freaking massacre of blood, right? A lot of pet parents, they don't think of logic, they think of what they can see, and if they see a ton of blood, they're going to assume you almost killed the dog. So, she's done. And I'm going to leave her ears because her ears are super cute. Just going to neaten this one right here. I left it a little long. There we go. Alright, that's it guys. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a fabulous rest of your day.